we're close. I don't think we're going to rip it around the yard tonight, although you never know. It might. But we're close. Lonnie and I worked on the carbs. That might have been the previous video, or it might be coming right now. You already know if you watched the previous video if there were carbs in it. We got them rebuilt. We still got to sync them, which is really, really easy with these rack carbs. And then shove those on, plug in a few wires, do some fuel plumbing, pull the rope.
Pretty damn close.
I don't know if we're going to fill up the coolant or just run it for just a little bit, just to run it. But we're really close. So we'll get after it.
Bring you along for the journey.
All right, here's how you sync rack carbs, whether it's twin or whether it's triple. So you've got one that's going to be a leader, and if you look there, there's no eccentric on it. Your other two have these eccentrics. You turn it with a 10 millimeter open end wrench. Now, according to the factory manual what you do is hold it wide open.
Yep.
And then you can peek in, and you can see where the rack is. I like to use not the outer cutout, but the inside part, way in there.
Yep.
You can see it's a little bit above the opening.
Yep, that one is, but these aren't.
Yeah, so those, all you got to do is
turn them until they get above it.
And then tighten up the screw.
Okay.
That's it. Turn them till they match. The closer they match, the better they are.
Where's that?
I would think you could turn it while it's flipped back now, too.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you which way to turn it, though.
Well, it's an eccentric. If you go all the way around, there's no stop.
I moved it the direction I wanted to.
Okay. That's pure luck, because it could have been on the other side of the cam.
Yeah.
You didn't know if it was ramping up or ramping down in that direction.
No, exactly.
But it's that easy. You just get the height matched on all three at wide open. That's all the service manual says, the factory manual.
Oh, wrong way.
So I already synced these last night, and then we unsynced them so Lonnie could sync them.
See how you are?
And I might have turned one direction and the other a different direction.
Yes, you did. It's pretty obvious. Yup.
Isn't it easy to do when you got it sitting on a table, though?
Oh my God, this is so much easier, and I don't have to stare at all three of them at the same time and do the cross-eyed thing.
Yeah.
I normally do with the triples.
Yeah.
So what I do is I focus here, and then I let my peripheral vision phase out, and I can see the other two. I don't have to do that here.
No, you can match each one to the center separately.
Well, I think I'm pretty close. You tell me, boss.
All right, I got to put on some cheats.
Yeah, you and your cheaters.
And let's see. Oh boy, that is dead on, Lonnie.
Right on.
All right, so don't forget when you lock them, you want to hold the hex still while you torque the screwdriver.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yep.
Because I've noticed that as you tighten the screw, the hex wants to turn.
Okay, so
that's enough. You don't have to Lonnie it.
Okay, I don't Lonnie it. Yeah, don't Lonnie it.
That's plenty. Cool. All right, folks. We're basically done. All we got to do is throw the rubber caps on the caps and the rubber gaskets on the top. And I want to tell you what I found out about the 400 main jets. I did some digging on some old forums last night. Turns out that it's pretty common for people to jet these way down, and that 450s that it calls for in the book is way too much. And the same with the Pilot.
Oh, you looked that up.
I did. I cheated and looked it up last night.
Okay.
So also, even if you follow the factory jetting chart, and we're going to be ripping this thing around the yard in 60, 70, 80 degree weather, anything above 40, it calls for that 400 main anyways. So Good enough.
Yeah.
Now,
Heck yeah.
now we know, Lonnie.
Now we know. Yeah, right.
So, in fact, it may even be too fat with that, you know, in the summer. We'll find out. It'll at least run. All right, back to the TPS voltage. So it's actually a few days later. Details is here with me. And here's what happened. I originally recorded it, showing it to be set to 4 volts at wide open, which would be correct for a Liberty Twin. That's all the information I had at the time. Well, I dug around and I came up with a 2001 high-performance snowbook that actually had the setting for an XCR800, and it's 3.77 volts at wide open throttle. Well, it's not a lot of difference, but I don't want to take any chances with this sled, so I'm going to set it to 3.77 at wide open throttle. And I'll show you how we're doing it on the sled. All right, so the first thing you got to know is this is where the TPS is on the sled. Right there, that pink, yellow, and black wire. And you need a number 25 security Torx. And if you just get a generic security Torx bit set, you'll be set. So way in there. Can you see the end of the security Torx bit? I'm trying to do this with one hand. Get the security Torx in the screw. There it is. I got to lean back against the hose a little bit. And it's loose. You don't have to go crazy loose. You just got to go a little loose. And there's one more on the other side that there's no way you'll be able to see on the camera, but there's 2 of them on there. Crack them both loose. We'll be back after that. All right, I got the 2 security Torx bits loose, and you can see that I am moving the TPS sensor. So next step, we unplug the TPS sensor. Real easy. And now I got to go hunt up my TPS adjusting electrical rig. So here's my setup for checking this. First off, this is just a cheap DC power supply set to 12.8 volts. You could use a car battery, a garden tractor battery, a 12-volt Milwaukee battery, a 20-volt Milwaukee battery. It wouldn't matter because the next thing is a 5-volt regulator. So that's all this is. So you send in on these 2 red and black wires, you send in whatever DC voltage, and out the other side on the yellow and black come 5 volts. And then I have those changed to red and black to roughly match the pink and black on the plug. This is a plug scavenged off an old harness. I believe I found there was some Polaris ATV or something that used the same plug. I was able to get a pigtail for it. So you have on the outside, you have a pink, and you have a black, and in the middle you have the yellow. So you want to check from the yellow to the black, and that needs to be 5 volts at wide open throttle. And yeah, we'll just grab the throttle and check it, and we'll just move the TPS until it's I said 5 volts at wide open throttle, 3.77 volts at wide open throttle. So we'll just move the TPS until that's what it measures. So, Dennis, you want to come here and record a little? All right. It's easier to record with 2 people. So, get this moved back a little bit. And we're going to plug this in just like the TPS plugs in. And then we're going to plug in the black to the black, the red to the red. All right. And then just to show you, so the voltmeter's set on DC volts. And where is that other one? So this is tied into the red coming off of there. And I just put these ends on just so I could shove the voltmeter tip in there and show you what's going on. Where's the other end of the black? So right there, this voltage regulator puts out 5.12 volts. 5.11. Close enough. So, my probe's coming apart. Wonderful. So I'm now connecting it to the yellow, the center on the TPS, and we're going to connect it to the black, which is also the black at the TPS. All right, that's 211 millivolts, but we're at idle. So see, as I move it up, I'm moving it to wide open. Now I'm at wide open throttle. So 3.5. I'm moving the TPS. And it says
so close.
Precisely, I bumped my plug or something. Precisely 3.77. We're going to lock it right there, but we'll slowly release it. You can see it moves. No big holes in it or anything. So now I'm going to come in here. At that location, I'm going to lock it. Just back to my T25 security Torx bit. Which is difficult because it's dark in there.
And hopefully it don't move.
Well, it shouldn't move from what I'm doing, but you never know. There it goes. All right, we got the first of those security Torx bits locked. We're going to verify. 3.766.
That rounds up.
It does round up to 3.77. 6.6, 6.5. All right, I'm going to give it a little tweak, get a little more voltage out of it. Do you really need to? I don't know. All right, good enough. Good
Pretty
enough.
close,
Yeah, you're not going to get it closer than that. And it doesn't necessarily repeat every time exactly perfectly. We'll get our second Torx bit tightened. Don't need to go crazy with these. You notice I'm not using a wrench. I'm using a screwdriver, a nut driver, a Torx driver. All right. That's not 100% repeatable. We're going with it. Mm-hmm. Close enough, repeatable enough. I'm over here. Yeah. Close enough, repeatable enough, good enough. So now I got to go splice this into the video. We're getting ready to put the carbs on, but I had a little bit of work I wanted to do first. So I daisy chain grounded from here to here, here to here, and there, over, all the way over to the recoil, because I don't trust those grounds that just go to the carb boot. And then you can see there's two wires coming off the recoil. The second one is the ground for the CDI box right here. So we're super grounded.
Super grounded.
Super grounded.
Super ground.
Final trim on the hoses. A lot of stuff going on here.
Yep.
I don't know how this is gonna... These guys are kind of in the way of everything.
Yeah, they always are. So are those hoses.
So, don't pull on that. I gotta figure this out. I gotta get it down there, but how do I... Once I get it down there, where can I go? Those are the same length they were, too, I can tell.
Yep.
So we're just going to have to bend them around.
They're stiff, so
Yeah.
they're young.
They're young.
New and improved.
All right.
Was that something about a stiff hose, Brad?
Might be.
All right. We're going to put the clamps on.
That's 4 inches.
4 inches, you say?
Good, Brad.
Now we just got to somehow...
Smash those other hoses down.
Yeah.
Right? Get them to bend one way or the other.
Yes.
It's almost like I got to thread the one drain between the two hoses or something.
Yeah, don't knock your oil hose off.
Well, that's all clamped, so I hope it doesn't come off very easily.
All right.
All right, now it's... There's that drain. There's that drain. There.
Almost.
Like it's sticking in your head.
Almost. Chet says you can put a 2x4 in here and pry on them.
You might need to. Damn.
That was his advice to me. Like, the 2x4 fits real good, he said.
We've used the 2x4 for
Many things.
lesser things. Like lining up skids and drive wheels.
Oh, yes. All right, I got one started.
2 started. And I think that middle one started. Here, I'll hold this.
I'm going to need a little bit of a screwdriver to shoehorn this in. So always use your most stabby screwdriver that's inflicted the most wounds on your hands.
Yeah.
Of all.
That's the one.
Looks like it should go in.
My side's way worse.
No. This one over here.
I know. I'm just waiting for you to come over there. See the pinching in between the balls.
All right. Sprayed those with a little WD.
Well, we're gonna change this line for a longer one. We're gonna make it longer. I don't like how it's routed.
Just not right now.
No, we're doing it right now. Because I don't think I'm taking the carb off again.
Oh.
It's not on.
Well, you know, once it's on, I think it's on. So
Why
I
is
think
this?
the other one's fine, but I
Why
want
is
to.
this out? Nutter.
What's that, Dennis?
Your fuel tank thing.
Because I took it out. We'll put it back.
All right.
So lining something.
Yep. Need to push on the
little
bottom. There you go.
2x4.
She just snapped in. Now you got to push this one back. This one in more. Yep.
That's what Chet
Yeah,
said
nice.
to do. Chet at Minnesota Motorsports. Free tip from a guy that does these all the time on his race sled. Says a 2x4 is the way to go, and it was. All right, I just want to say thanks to the patrons. We're finishing up the pizza, and, well, right after this, we're going to be back pulling the rope. All right, so we're just starting it on the spray bottle. We got the seat off because I'm really worried about rubbing the rope on my fresh seat cover. But if this works out, we'll grab a 5-gallon can and shove that in. But for now, spray bottle. The key's on. The kill switch is on. I have not verified spark.
Ooh, it's true.
In fact, this is the first time the rope's been pulled since the motor's been rebuilt. As you can see, the rope's a little long. You guys ready?
Yep.
That sounds like no spark to me. Farley, get outside.
What? These are all loose.
Oh, that's not good. Farley,
Yeah.
get outside.
That'll have something to do with
We'll
it.
tighten them up. Check spark. We're out of here. All right, spark verified. Try this again.
Hoping for the best. We got spark, and it smelled like fuel in there. What's that, Dennis? What?
What goes there?
That's just for timing the motor.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it goes.
That's not going to do anything.
Get some gas in there, daughter.
There you go. Give her a little bit in each hole on, not too much. I maybe flooded it, so just a little bit. All right. I didn't hear any bad noises.
No.
All right, let's put this in a 5-gallon can and make it run.
Woo!
Boy, I love the idea of this being right on the pipe. We won't run it very long.
Don't run it very well. It doesn't have any coolant in it either, so.
Good point. All right, give her a little squirt.
Yep.
It'll take a bit to get that suction up there.
Is this on or off?
That's off.
That was off. All right, give her a squirt again, Lon. You can try to squirt it once it's running, too.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, I saw fuel.
I saw fuel. Yep.
All right.
Hopefully I didn't flood it. Might have flooded it.
You want to hold that for me?
Why, is there a little compression in there?
A little bit.
Ooh, I could see
Give
that.
it some more gas.
I think I flooded it.
All right.
Yeah.
No, it's not flooded. It needs gas line.
Okay.
That's enough. All right. Long enough without cooling. Let's wrap this up, boys. Victory beers.
Yeah.
All right, so we're not running it any longer because, as was mentioned, there's no coolant, and I'm not putting used coolant in it, so I need to go buy some coolant. And a lot of other things.
A few.
There's still a lot of work left to do on this sled.
Yeah.
But we'll bring you back next time. The next time you see this sled, we're going to be in the yard doing test hits. We might do a little, show you the rest of the work a little bit here and there, but we're going to be doing test hits next time. And for one thing, these clutches. I put the clutches back on that were in it, and I haven't even looked at them. And we know they weren't good. So there's clutch work to do. I got to get the console on, got to get the seat on, probably put the air box on.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff left. But
She's running.
it's running. It's got a lot of compression.
That thing's hard.
Holy shit.
Yeah, these guys off camera, they both took a few pulls just to experience it. And it's not making any funny noises. Everything sounds good.
Yep.
That's all we were after tonight. That's really why we wanted to fire it. We just wanted that assurance that there's nothing wrong. And the carbs work. We had it running off a 5-gallon can.
Yep.
It's all good. So with that said, huge thanks to the patrons. Patrons, you're the best, and you're really what keeps us going in the off season. You're the main thing. So for those that don't know, the patrons, it's like a channel membership on YouTube, but it's off-site on Patreon, which has been around a lot longer than there's been channel memberships on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's where YouTube got the idea. Anyways, you can go over to Patreon. You can pledge $5 or $10 a month, and in return, you get to see all the videos early and ad-free on Patreon, and you get extra videos and posts and stuff, and it really helps out the channel because this isn't free. It's not cheap. This is definitely not cheap. If you're thinking about one of these XCR800 triples, not cheap. Anyways, huge thanks to the patrons, and I also want to say thanks to everybody that's given us a super thanks. If you see their name up on the screen, they've given us a super thanks in the last week or two at the time I'm editing it. Now remember, these videos are shot ahead of time, so if you gave us just gave us a super thanks yesterday or last Sunday, well,
Might take a minute.
it might be in a future video. It will be in a future video.
Will be, yeah.
So really appreciate all you guys. I don't know if this is going to come out before or after Memorial Weekend. If it comes out before, well, we'll see you at the St. Germain swap. And if it comes out after, well, I hope I saw you at the St. Germain swap. So,
Yep. The rest of you, remember to hit subscribe. If you like what we're doing here, this is some good stuff. We having a good time. So yeah, remember to hit subscribe. Hit notify so that you get notification of when the new videos get uploaded and ready to go. YouTube has had a rinse of like just unsubscribing people. So just hit that notify so that you're getting, so that you know that you're still getting the content.
Which we think we figured out what's happening there. We think it's happening when people go to full screen mode. The full screen button is right underneath the button to subscribe or unsubscribe in the corner of the video. And we think people are hitting that by accident.
There you go.
So double check that you're still subscribed and haven't hit that button by accident.
Yeah.
And we'll give you a little. We'll tell you what's up next.
All right.
Should we give them a hint or just tell them? We're doing Lonnie's 1982 Cutlass SX. Cutlass SX. Not SX. SS.
SS. Yeah.
So we're doing the Cutlass SS next. So we're going from
I
one
thought it was
niche.
a car.
Well, I have a Cutlass, but it's a Cutlass Supreme, not an SS. But we're going.
We're kind of going from one end of the extreme to the other.
Yeah, we're going from the most powerful consumer triple Polaris ever made, all the way to the least powerful 440.
However, it is the sexiest one because it actually won a competition. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, sure. Lonnie wants to tell you about the design award it won. So, all right, we'll catch you guys later.
All right. Thanks.